Good morning, viewers. Today I am going to focus on the overview of Bhartiya Nyay Sahinta Bill 2023. As we know that on 11th August 2023, Home Minister Amit Shah were introduced three bills in the Lok Sabha that sought to repeal and replace the Indian Penal Code, Code of Criminal Procedure, and Indian Evidence Act. The name of the proposed bill are Bhartiya Nyay Sahinta Bill 2023, Bhartiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita Bill 2023 and Bhartiya Saksha Bill 2023. Here, one thing is very important that this is only bill after the consent given by the Honorable President of India that bills came into force as a act. So that's why the word bill is there. Then in this lecture, I am going to focus on the proposed changes in the IPC because IPC replaced on the Bhartiya Nyaya Sanhita Bill 2023. So as you are aware that Indian Penal Code is a general penal code for India and it consists of the 584 section divided into the 26 chapter. And when we compare with the Bhartiya Nyaya Sanhita Bill, so that bill is consist of 356 sections divided into the 90 chapter, and those provisions which are exist in the IPC that is repealed in the new bill. More than 22 provisions has been repealed, as well as near about 175 existing provision has been changed. And one thing is very important, that is introduce the nine new section which define the concept of terrorism, economic offenses, then organized crime, as well as the false promise to the marriage. Now, one thing is also important that this bill replacing the word code with Sanhita, as well as replacing reference to the chapters and provision of the IPC, CRPC, Indian Evidence Act with the corresponding chapters and provision in the new bills, replacing the night with after sunset and before sunrise. And there are some formatting changes, minor language and grammatical changes also. Now we will discuss the overview of the Bhartiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023. As you remember that the concept of the definition clause given under the section form section 6 to 52 of IPC, but when we see the bill, in that bill chapter 1 preliminary and section 2 define the definition clause. So first of all we will discuss the section 2 subclause 9 gender. Earlier in IPC, the transgender word is not defined in the gender, but now the gender word define the male, female, or transgender. But who is a transgender? For that purpose, we have to refer clause K of section 2 of the Transgender Person Protections of Right Act 2019. According to this act, transgender means those gender who does not match the danger who does not match the gender assigned at a birth. It includes trans men, trans women, persons with intersex variations, gender queers, and person with socio-cultural identities such as a kinner and hijra. Then you know very well the definition of mental illness is not in covered in the IPC, but in this new bill section 2 subclause 19 define the concept of mental illness. And for the understand ki what is mean by mental illness, we have to refer the clause A of section 2 of the Mental Health Care Act 2009 17. According to this act, mental illness as a substantial disorder of thinking, mood, prescriptions, orientation, or memory that grossly impair judgment, behavior, capacity to recognize reality, or ability to meet the ordinary demand of life. Mental conditions associated with the abuse of alcohol and drugs, but does not include the mental retardation, which is a condition of arrested or incomplete development of mind of person, especially characterized by the subnormality of the intelligence. So these are the major changes in the definition clause. Other all definition are same as like as IPC. Then one is also very important, that the bill provides for the punishment under section 4 in chapter 2nd, but it IPC punishment defined under section 53, that is given under the chapter 3rd. uh, all punishments are same as like as IPC, but there are two major changes. First is a imprisonment for life as a imprisonment for reminder of the person's natural life, and one a new punishment is added, that is the community service. I think you might be remember, originally we had the six types of punishment, but after amendment penal servitude was repealed. Again we have after came into force of this bill, we will have the six punishment. One is a death sentence, imprisonment for life, imprisonment, forfeiture of property, fine, and community service. Because community service, this new provisions is added in the punishment chapter. Then, when we talk about the abatement, criminal conspiracy, and attempt, it is covered in the chapter 4. And most notable changes is addition of the section 48. Section 48 says that those person who abet, who instigate, who help the person, but that person is the beyond the territory of India, that person is also liable for the punishment given under this bill. That is very important changes in the abatement section. Then when we talk about the offenses against women and children, chapter 5th of the bill to seek the substantive offenses affecting the human right, but marital rape has not been defined in this bill, but two new sections has been added, namely section 69. Section 69 speaks about the false promise to marry, means those person who doing the sexual intercourse by employing deceitful means or making a promise to marry a woman without any intention of fulfilling the same, with punishment of the imprisonment up to 10 years and fine. Then section 70 clause 2 speaks about the gang rape of woman under the 18 years of age, carrying a punishment of imprisonment for life, that is imprisonment for the remainder of the person's national right, with fine or with death. Some of the most significant changes in the IPC has been made to the chapter pertaining to offense affecting the human body, now which are specified in chapter 6 of the bill. While largely retaining the description of the existing offenses, the bill has sought to increase the quantum of punishment for some of them. Then, you know very well, the punishment of murder given under section 302 of IPC, but according to this bill, it is now specified in section 101 of the bill. Section 101 clause 2 define the new offenses has been introduced, that is the murder by the group of five or more person acting in consent or commit to murder on the ground of race, caste, community, which include the lynching. So that is called, we can say that, mob lynching. One more offense, that is the organized crime, has been introduced in this bill, which is specified in section 109 of the IPC. Then section 1110 cover PT organized crime, and section 1111 of this bill define the offense of terrorist act. Section 1110, section 1111, and section 109 clause 2 has been added newly, which was not included in our IPC. Then when we talk about the offense against the state, in that concept also ki some slight changes has been occurred, and one word, that is the new that is the act of also using electronic communication or use of financial means has been added in section 150 of the IPC. Then offenses relating to coin, currency note, bank note, and government stamp, that is also same as like as our IPC, but changes is the addition of coin and government stamps in addition to the currency note and bank note. Furthermore, the act of the counterfeiting government stamp and coin has been defined under section 176 of this bill. offense against public tranquility, again some provisions has as like as our IPC, but one word is inclusion of the electronic communication has been given in section 194 and 195 of this bill. Then when we talk about the criminal defamation, that is provided in section 499 and section 500 prescribe the same maximum term of the imprisonment of 2 years. But when we read the section 154 of IPC has been consolidated and punishment of the community service has been added. Then section 302 bill introduced the offense of snatching, that is called the theft is a snatching. And something is very significantly, that is section 377, which define the unnatural offenses, and section 497, that is relating with the adultery, has been omitted from the bill, seeming as a consequences of the recent judgment passed by the Supreme Court of India. Then when we talk about the cheating, yes, the concept of cheating is as like as same language as defined in the IPC, but one change can be found with respect to offense of cheating, section 415 and section 1 420, which is one of the ubiquitous provisions in the context of the economic offenses. Again, criminal breach of trust is also same as like as IPC, but only enhancement of punishment is there. Then punishment for the trust by courier, warfinger, warehouse keeper, clerk, servant, that is imprisonment up to 10 years. Forgery and falsification of account, it is also certain provision is as like as IPC, but has been consolidated and rearrangement. Make a false document, then while retaining existing language, punishment as does falsification of account under section 477A of IPC, which is now renumbered in the bill as in section 342 of the bill. And these are some provision which has been deleted from the bill. Yes, that provision is added in our IPC, but now these all provisions are deleted from the bill. Just say for example, section 14, section 18, section 29A, section 50, 53A, 124A speaks about the sedition. Section 53, 153 double A, section 354, then section 260 to 267. Section 309 define the abatement of commit to suicide. Section 3 and 310 and 311. Section 376D and section 376DB. Section 377, Section 444, Section 446, and Section 497. These are some provision which was not added in our new bill. So, last but not least, the introduction of this bill is to replace the IPC is the with stated intent of rehauling the criminal justice system and reducing the timeline for obtaining justice. The consolidation and simplification of certain provision make the bill more concise and propose changes in terms of increased punishment, particularly for certain serious offense can be viewed to act as a deterrent. However, certain additions, mainly concerning offense against the state, public tranquility, etc., may need some clarification and refinement in order to avoid any ambiguity and misinterpretation. So, this is the overall introduction about the overview of the Bhartiya Nyay Sanhita Bill 2023. In next lecture, I will try to focus on the Bhartiya Nyay Suraksha Bill as well as Bhartiya Nyay Sanhita Bill. Thank you very much.